Hey everyone, how you doing? It's your boy Louis Davidson here. Um, Look, there's something that's been on my mind for quite some time, and I would like to share it with you guys. And even though you don't want to listen to this, even though you don't care to listen to this, even though you have no interest to listening to this, you can always scroll, go watch another video. I would advise you to stay here and listen to what I gotta say because it's very important. Um, I want to talk to all the children in the world. Children, uh, when I say children, I mean I don't mean kids, like little kids. I mean us as children, guys and girls that still live with their parents, even though we're already some kind of a way adults. Because I'm in my early 20s, and at this period of my life, I'm a little bit still controlled by my parents, mostly mentally. And my father is the one that is doing the controlling even more because I don't live with my father. I live with my mom, my stepdad, and my siblings. Not all of them, because my dad has three other kids with his current wife. So, what I mean that he's the most controlling is in everything that has to do with my future. I know that people say parents know what's best for you. They know what you need and all that stuff. But what I think and what I believe is when it comes to advice, when it comes to, uh, you know, telling you about life decisions and just guidance, yes, your parents can give an opinion on it. But when people say your parents know what's best for you, they don't. Okay, because it's your life, it's your future. You know how you're gonna manage it. You're the only one that has the certainty to admit to either yes or no because it's your life, and especially being someone in as old as me, because ever since I was a kid my father never sat down with me. He never had a conversation. He never gave me no advice. He never wanted to know how I was doing at school. And I'm pretty sure lots of you, either boys or girls my age or just a little older than me, can understand this. There's lots of fathers out there like that. And I could understand because he was constantly working, doing this, doing that to provide and stuff. But it wasn't just about that. He didn't grow up in that type of environment because my stepfather, his father had lots of kids. And because of having lots of kids, even with, other women, he could never sit down with his children because he had both girls and boys. And my father is not the first child, he's not the second, he's not the third. So yeah, it was hard for my stepfather. I mean, just imagine back in the 80s, 90s, and our country was going through war. Uh, yeah, so his father had no time and he didn't grow up with that environment. So because of that, my father didn't get anything from communication with your father or your mom, maybe a little advice, maybe a little slap on the hand, but he didn't grow up in that environment. And neither did I, because I grew up mostly with my mom. Well, she basically raised me and my little brother, the brother that comes after me, by herself. Of course, my father was paying child support, and my mom also was doing her stuff, to keep providing for us. So he didn't grow up in that environment, and I really also didn't. But if I ever become a parent, I just want to make sure that all that changes, all that can be different, because I want to be a different type of father to my children, and I want to make sure that whenever they come to school, I can ask them to come next to me, show me the notebook, the homework quirks that they have, and just sit down and talk to them as a parent, ask them how their day was, what they did in school today, did they make new friends, did anybody bully them and all that stuff. Yeah. So, it's tough. And somehow I talk to my parents, but they don't like to listen. My mom is a little bit more understanding. I mean, she's a woman and all that. Women are most of the times partially more understandable than men. So my mom a little bit understands this, but when it comes to my father, he just doesn't want to understand. And I'm pretty sure most of you are gonna say, "Louis, you gotta talk to him. You're already a man. You're not a little boy no more. You're not a teenager anymore." I know. I'm walking up to my 30s. But you guys, like, you have no idea how hard that really is. Talking to a man like my father, it's one of the hardest things. It's like trying to convince somebody that has been used to doing something ever since he or her was a kid, and like asking him or her to stop that, because you're so used to that. If somebody comes in and tells you just stop, you're not just gonna stop. You've been doing this since you were a kid, and you got used to that. So talking to my dad is almost like talking to a wall. You talk to the wall, you don't hear nothing back. I talk to my dad, he keeps telling me the same thing over and over again. You know, I gave up on singing. I wanted to be a singer, but there was this one time my stepfather told me singing is for people that don't know anything. So basically, they call singers dumb. I wanted to be a football player. As American people say soccer. I wanted to play football, and I didn't have financial or emotional support. So some kind of way I had to stop. Yeah, I gave up on my dreams. And right now, my father's kind of forcing me to do something that I don't want to do. It's like going to college because I really don't want to go to college. I want to do something outside of that because I love acting. I love music. I love to sing. And there's tons of things I can do. I am some kind of way an expert in languages. I got a great talent in learning languages like really fast and speaking in the accent of the native speaker of that language. So yeah, some kind of way is forcing me to go into college, and everything with him has to be so fast. I need to be warning him and telling him about every single thing. Is that it's some kind of way really pisses me off because I tried to talk to him like 3 times and he never really listened, and I probably believe he doesn't even care. Um, so yeah, uh, this was for all the children in the world, boys and girls my age that are feeling stuck with their parents. If you're feeling something, if your mother is like too closed, or if your father is too closed, talk to them. Okay, I tried, I did, but it didn't work. Maybe with you can. So I'll keep trying my best to see if I can get back on track, do my things again, and not worry too much. Because the longer we wait, the harder things become to fix. I hope you guys can support me in this journey. And yeah, let's see how it goes.